There's just one spot left on the 2024 F1 grid, but who will fill it? With the announcement at the Japanese Grand Prix that AlphaTauri have renewed Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda for 2024, there's now just one seat left on the F1 grid for next season, the seat down at Williams alongside Alex Albon. It currently belongs to rookie driver Logan Sargeant, but will this be the case next season too? Logan Sargeant has had a somewhat inconsistent year, which could be expected from a driver who's new to Formula 1, but pressure is growing on the American driver to perform or face being out of a seat at the pinnacle of motorsport. Last weekend's Japanese Grand Prix was a symbol of the pressure that Logan is under, but it's pressure that he's perhaps putting on himself, as the Williams team and James Vowles are very supportive and patient with Logan finding his feet. Logan was simply pushing too hard in the first round of qualifying and found the barrier on the exit of the final corner, putting an end to his qualifying session but ultimately also his weekend. The team had to break Parc Fermé to essentially rebuild his car from the ground up, and in doing so created a so-called third car according to the stewards. Logan was handed a pit lane start and 10-second penalty for this before the Grand Prix had even begun, and Williams may face a fine, something they cannot afford to make a regular thing in the cost cap era. Come the race, Logan made contact with Valtteri Bottas, earning him another 5-second penalty and causing him to retire from the race with damage. Team principal James Vowles highlighted a key issue with Logan's recent crashes, with there now being 2 in the last 4 races for the driver, saying that the team are forced into weighing up whether to produce spare parts for Logan or focus their attention on developing the 2024 car. Vowles explained to the media that Logan has been running an old aerodynamic package, simply because parts are becoming more and more difficult to come by. Logan's qualifying crash in Japan meant that the team have to divert attention away from other items while producing more spare parts, but James said they are also keen to avoid overproducing parts as the end of the year and the cost cap approaches. In the cost cap era, where particularly at the back of the field every point can be millions of dollars of difference in prize money at the end of the season, Williams' 7th position in the standings is something they need to hold on to, or they risk further compromising development, and to do so they need points from both drivers. This is something Logan himself is aware of, and he's clearly putting pressure on himself to perform, but is facing challenges in using the pace he knows he has. Speaking after his crash in qualifying at Suzuka, Logan said he keeps crossing the line, and the little mistakes are obviously causing issues. His resilience in these circumstances is clear to see, as he brushes himself off, puts his mistakes behind him and goes again in the next session. But deeper down, the talk from the paddock is compounding the pressure he already puts on himself, resulting in more small mistakes with big costs. Logan's situation is not helped by a number of factors, including the point scoring and Q3 achieving performances put in by Alex Albon in equal machinery, and more recently, the impressive performances put in by Liam Lawson in the AlphaTauri. Alex Albon has been publicly supportive of Williams retaining Logan for next season, saying he knows what it's like to be a rookie and that the current generation of cars are harder than ever to get right and take quite a lot of time to get used to. Alex says it'll take time for Logan to get up to speed, but this might be time he doesn't have. Liam Lawson's performances since he started filling in for the injured Daniel Ricciardo in Zandvoort have been amazing, with him scoring points after just 3 races. But equally, they present a problem for Logan, as Liam has shown what's possible from a rookie and has impressed teams up and down the paddock. With the 2 seats at AlphaTauri now filled, the option of Liam joining for next season has gone, so could he now be in contention for a position at Williams? Red Bull team principal Christian Horner faced this question last weekend, and simply said that it'd be unlikely Williams take a driver for 1 year, implying that Red Bull maybe have their own plans for the Kiwi driver into 2025. Of course, having solid plans in F1 doesn't always mean much, so Lawson could yet switch to Williams. But James Vowles isn't short on choice should he want to make a change to his second seat. But who are his options? Felipe Drugovich, current Aston Martin test and reserve driver and 2022 Formula 2 champion, is one driver who has been linked with the Williams seat. Sargeant and Drugovich were in competition in Formula 2 last season, but Sargeant finished in P4 and 117 points off the title and has an F1 seat, while Drugovich has been on the sidelines since his championship win. It's unlikely that the Brazilian driver will get a chance to drive for Aston Martin, as Lance Stroll is locked in indefinitely, so Williams may be a good choice for Drugovich. Mick Schumacher is another possibility, but the current Mercedes reserve driver has been linked to an Alpine World Endurance opportunity by Alpine's interim team principal Bruno Famin. It's also reported that Toto Wolff presented James Vowles with Mick's simulator data, but Vowles wasn't convinced. This likely means Mick is out of the running. Whether or not Williams make a change remains to be seen, but with just 6 races left of the season, Logan Sargeant is in a race against time to improve his performances and get those all-important first points that could squash any of these replacement rumours. Do you think he could do it to be the driver to complete the 2024 grid, or will Williams look to make a change? Let us know in the comments, like this video if you enjoyed it, and make sure to subscribe to Apex for more deep dives into the F1 world.